Good evening. Well, good evening in the UK, good morning in America, and happy lunchtime if you're in a different time zone. And hello to wherever you are. I am just going to share some nuggets with you. So first of all, let me tell you what this is about. Now, this is Visibility Made Easy, and I'm just going to move my camera back. So Visibility Made Easy was designed for very busy business owners, very busy business owners who have been trying to spin plates, trying to get their message out there with some sort of clarity to sell their services, sell themselves and the value that they add, and to be more visible so that once they're ready to launch their online programs, their products, their services, that their people will come flooding through the gates and not be that awkward moment where they kind of struggle to have people know more about what they do. So Visibility Made Easy was or I should say is over 18 months old now, and is a way for you to pick up some really juicy nuggets and really easy ways to get yourself out there so that you're seen and heard by the audience that you want. Now, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this on the replay, if you have comments, questions, thoughts, by all means feel free to post them in the comments below. But if you are more of a private person, we do have a lovely group called the Visibility Vibes Tribe. We've got a video challenge that's going on as well, but the Visibility Vibes Tribe is a wonderful group of over 800 vibers, as I call them, people who will cheer you on, pick you up and lift you up when you're feeling down, and let you know that it's totally possible while sharing their journeys too. So if you're yet to find the Visibility Vibes Tribe, just go to the top of this page, click on the button that says Visit Group. You'll be asked 3 very simple and quick questions, and I personally will let you in. Not my team, not a social media manager, but I myself will let you in. So today is 5 types of visible people and how to make it work for you. Now, let me tell you where this has come from. This has come from kind of like the top 5 collection of ways that people share their work, both online and offline. But specifically, these are things that people are doing, and it's become really apparent to me in my client work and when I'm speaking to people to find out whether we're a good fit to work together. It's become very apparent that a lot of people learn how to be visible online by watching what other people do. Might be people they love, might be people that they don't really like. Either way, they are starting to base their whole business and how they're showing up in the world based on what other people do or don't do. And that isn't the best strategy, because we all have really good reasons as to why we do the things we do, why we share what we share. Sorry, I feel very close to the camera and I've got something behind me now, so I can't move back as much as I'd like to. I think that might be better. That's better. I felt like I was really staring into the screen. So one of the things that has become really apparent when I work with people closely, especially when they go off and they see somebody that does something, they think it's great, so they do it, and then wonder why their visibility strategy isn't working as well. Why, when they're being really visible and being brave and doing lots of different Facebook lives or videos or reaching out to people on social media, it's not working. So I'm going to go through 5 of almost like my favorite things that I see, why they might work, might not work, and how you can implement them so that they actually work for you. This means that I'm not going to tell you to do something so specific that you just feel like you're losing yourself, but I will give you some guidance and steer as to which social media platform to use these things on so that you can do more for yourself. Sorry, that's better. I had something at the top of the screen. So if you're watching this and there are other people that you normally see watching this too that aren't here, feel free at the bottom there, you're able to share or invite people onto this live. So if you're thinking, where's this person, where's that person, do invite them on. And if you're watching this on the replay, I would love for you to share this too. Okay, so the 5 types of visible people and how to kind of make it work for you. Hey, it's Ivona. Hello, Ivona. Good to see you. The first one is what I'm calling the emoji mama. The emoji mama. Now, this has got nothing to do with motherhood, obviously, but these are the people whose posts are absolutely littered with emojis. Now, don't get me wrong, I like a good emoji and I like a nice gift too. So these are people who have got like the colourful ticks. When they talk about money, they've got not just like one emoji for a bag of money, they've got the dollar signs, they've got the bling signs, they've got hello, and they've got 4 or 5 different emojis peppered all the way through. Now, there's nothing right or wrong about any of these, but here's how you might want to position yourself to be even more visible, even more credible, especially if you are ramping up your visibility vibe, especially if people don't know your work well enough yet. Okay, so if that's you and you kind of want to make a big splash, maybe you've been in what I like to call vibination, where you've been out there, you've been on video, you've been out sharing your stuff, and then all of a sudden you've just gone a bit quiet for whatever reasons, personal reasons. You know, I was speaking to a couple of friends recently, and this is quite strange. One said, definitely I was in a state of depression. I you know, go through depression. I completely get that. And on those days, you don't want to jump on a camera. You don't want to go on social media. Another had said that they got really knocked by a life event, you know, redundancy, and then, you know, some family stuff, and it really knocks them. So you might not want to be splashing yourself. Sorry, I keep knocking everything off my shelf. You might not want to be splashing yourself all around when you're feeling like that. So here are some things that you can do. If you're an emoji mama, this works really well on this platform here, Facebook. And here's the reason why. Facebook, it makes it look pretty, you know. Let's not lie about this. Rather than just the black, you know, the black text with a white background, you've now got all these sort of colourful pieces on there, and it's eye-catching, you know, as Facebook is showing you what's going on, and you're scrolling through the, you know, white background with the black writing. You might stop and think, hey, this is cool. But this works really well on this platform. It actually works quite well on Instagram too. But it might not work so well on Twitter or LinkedIn, but not for the reasons that you think. Here's why. Well, Twitter, because even though they now allow you to type more than 140 characters, you are still limited to the number of characters you have. So you don't have like bandwidth to be typing the posts in the same way with as many characters as much as you might have previously done right here on Facebook. So Twitter still limits your characters, more than 140, but you know, not a gazillion like you get here on Facebook. So the best way to actually make your tweet pop and come to life is by using hashtags. And why not take advantage of some of the hashtags that are trending at the time that you post? So if it's Monday Motivation, or, you know, Wisdom Wednesday, or Thought-Filled Thursday, or Follow Friday, or Friday Feeling, or even if something, you know, your topic is around something that's happened in the news, you know, maybe you're a musician and, you know, with the sad passing of Aretha Franklin last week, maybe if there's a hashtag that's trending for that, you might want to include it on your post if it is relevant. So with Twitter, rather than having lots of emojis, why not make use of hashtags? So, and the more obscure the hashtag is, the less likely it is to be found by the people, by the way. So if you're using something that's very obscure, also add some other stuff onto it as well. And LinkedIn, because for a majority of LinkedIn users, if you use lots of emojis on LinkedIn, it looks like Facebook, it smells like Facebook, it tastes like Facebook. And you'll find that lots of those people that are on LinkedIn, if they wanted to be on Facebook, would be over here on Facebook. And some are, you know, they use it very differently. Because LinkedIn is seen as a more professional platform, you want to take care that your posts have the essence of the social media platform, or if it's a meetup group, or if it's you know, a forum of some sort that is off the main social medias, that it has a similar tone. Okay, so not to vanilla yourself and make yourself blend in with the background, but it has a similar tone, one that people will still recognize but is in keeping. So whilst you might go onto a forum and use lots of emojis, which I'm sure that will be fine, you might find that the use of emojis on LinkedIn will make people switch off and think you're a LinkedIn user. And what's really important for those of you, especially when you're doing stuff that isn't to help businesses grow their business, is that your credibility stakes will come down a few steps of the ladder, because people will simply look and think they don't know what they're doing on this platform. This is not how we speak around here. Very much like in certain corporate settings, there's kind of like the rules of the road. So do make sure that you don't get into the no place to place this sort of stuff on LinkedIn. So that's the first one, the emoji mama. Second one is look at me. Now, I find it hard to say that without cracking into an Australian comedy series called Kath and Kim. I don't know if you've ever seen it. By all means, go onto YouTube or Google it or search for it here on Facebook. Kath and Kim were a mother and daughter in Australia with this, comedy life. And one of the things the mum used to say to the daughter, who was grown up, if she needed her attention, was, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." Hope that I didn't do the Australian accent too much of a disservice there. So the next type of visible person that you might see is the person that's like, "Look at me." So the first thing you'll notice is virtually every post they put on social media is themselves in a pose. Now, this is very different to having your professional pictures or you doing something. But this is what I call, the ones with the selfie smirk. Do you know what I mean? If you understand what I mean by the selfie smirk, then by all means type yes to the selfie smirk. But if not, it's the one where people are standing and they're like, and they're kind of pulling the face. That's the selfie smirk. Or the next picture you'll see them in is like they've got their hands in the air, or the shot from way above. I'm getting attacked by the plant. The shot from way above, and they're kind of pulling some sort of face. Or even the cutesy one where they've got their best outfit on. Usually the women fall foul of this, with their heel kicked up behind them and their hands out, kind of like, "Whoa, look at me, I'm fun." And what happens there, not a bad accent, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." That's how she actually said it, "Look at me." And she always said it 3 times. If you've never watched Kath and Kim, you're just going to think I'm a complete, complete strange person. So rescued by the sound of the very loud motorbike outside, we shall continue. So if you see the "look at me, look at me, look at me" people, the pose, the selfie smirk and all of that, then it's likely that they are inadvertently letting people know a message that might dampen their credibility. So here's the thing. Here's how you use it to make it work for you. When you are in selfie pose on every single picture that you do, you are inadvertently letting your audience know, letting your viewer know, letting the person who is, due to like or read your post, that your message is all about you and nothing to do with them. Now, I get it, personal branding, especially as you might be a one-man band business. I'm not even going to say a small business, because I know lots of one-man band businesses who have reached, multiple 6 figures, some multiple 7 figures as well. But if it's always you with the smirk and the pose, you are not leaving room for your audience to come in. So unless it's like an imperative that every single interview is seen by every single person every single day, you might just want to start to allow in pictures of different things, pictures that let your audience know that you have everything to do with them and a little bit less about you. Does that make sense? If it does, give me a thumbs up or a love heart, just so I know. And if it doesn't make sense and you're watching this and you've got questions, by all means type them in the box below. So then the third type is the swish and the stylish. Now the swish and the stylish, you know the ones. Perfect hair, perfect flowers, in the perfect location, in the perfect home, with the perfect children, or the perfect family, or the perfect face, the perfect makeup, the perfect car, even the perfect drive. How many of you have seen the big internet gurus who start their video walking out of the front of their rather large house with a collection of classic cars behind them as they start their video? Not so many years ago, as little as 5 years ago, there was a uniform to be worn, and I spotted this, and when I went to internet marketing events, I chose a uniform, which was jeans, a white shirt and a jacket. So some of you may see that a lot. But here's the thing. When everything is swish and stylish and beautiful and perfect, does this help you relate to where your clients actually are now? Ivona saying she gets what I say about the smirk and the pose scenario. We've all seen it. And whilst this might work for a few brands, it doesn't work for everybody. Okay, so the swish and the stylish. Now, the reason why you might be doing your audience a disservice if you stick to all the swish and the perfection is, and especially for many of you, you might think it's all about helping people make more money, more business and all of that. But actually for many of you, you are people that are selling services that are on scene that are making a difference. You know, people want better relationships. In fact, Ivona, who's watching this, is a relationship coach and helps people to get relationship ready. She helps men and women to get relationship ready so that they can drop the baggage of the past and just go forward in a new relationship, almost like with a clean slate, and enjoy the process. You know, be kind to themselves in the process. Now, if every time Ivona went onto her business page or did a video or wrote a post, she was standing, you know, with in the perfect way, with the perfect man, or, you know, showing everything in perfection, it's likely that what actually happens is there's a disconnect between where her clients are right now and where she's going to lead them to be. Because what it actually says is, I can't relate to her. She's so far down that path that she won't understand what it's like. You know, she doesn't know me. I've been on 15 dates in the last 10 days and, you know, each one of them was wrong and it's never going to happen and blah-de-blah-de-blah. So that gives you an idea of when everything is swish and stylish, no, perfect, you know, all that time and effort spent on having your look perfect actually makes you less relatable to your audience. You know, a lot of my audience, you know, I've got my hair's, you know, pulled back in a bun. I've had quite a busy day. I've started getting into yoga and I haven't fallen off the wagon yet. So I've had quite a busy day doing lots of things that I've needed to do. If I turned up for every, you know, Facebook Live with my hair perfectly done, my makeup perfectly done, my plant so perfect that you can't see it's actually a real plant, you know, that you can't see that, you know, the natural course of life is that things grow and sometimes things with plants will die away and come back bigger and brighter. If I'd made sure that every video I did was perfectly executed, it would mean that those of you that are nervous about being on video would be really nervous about doing any kind of video. It's likely that you wouldn't even get started. And, you know, I've had clients that worked with me closely that have admitted that they've been to video coaches, and because it was so technical, it was quite complicated, whilst smart and academic, that they just found it hard to remember the sequence of events that they were supposed to remember and show up on camera. And then later on down the line, when it went to trying to sell themselves, they had no instruction for that. So they found it really, really difficult too. So when you are being so perfect that you cause a distance between yourself and your audience, you will find it harder for them to relate to you. You might be relating to them because you're confident. The thing that you teach, you're already at that place, you're already doing it, but they don't have it yet. And this is what's so, so important. So there's a place and there's a time actually for swish and stylish, but there's also a place for you to really dig deep and connect with your audience from where they are now. And one sort of extra tip on this is look at where they are now, what would be going around in their head, and speak to that language. You know, I can tell you about being visible and raising your profile and growing your platform, you know, whether you're an author or a business owner, whether you are a speaker or something else like that. But if I always started with the end and spoke about the end, it's likely that you're not going to see, like, from where you are. Some of you are like, how do I get started? Some of you are like, oh, Jen, I've been doing it for ages. I just want to be able to reach bigger audiences. You know, I'm well known in the UK and I want to go international. Some of you are like, you know, I've been doing that. I'm happy with my audience. I want to keep them local or national or international. But now I really want people to get what I do and I want them to buy my products and services. You know, so many people tell me that they are quite comfortable on camera, but how do I get people to buy from me? How do I get people to come to my workshops? How do I get people to take part in my programs? And all of those are how you relate to them. So swish and stylish, have some nice swish and stylish every now and then, but don't always have too much swish and stylish, especially when you are a people helping person. Okay, The fourth type is the woe is me type. Now, I like to teach my clients to share a certain level of credibility and a healthy dose of vulnerability. However, there comes a point where when you are leading people for a transformation or for a change in their life that they want, the woe can be overdone. So I'm going to give an example that I think will resonate with many of you watching this live or on the replay. And this is where people will tell a rags to riches story. This has become like a fashion, if you like, in the business industry. And I think I can pinpoint exactly where and exactly why. So one of the things that's happened is that people have seen other people do it. They've seen the big gurus do it. They've seen, people that are well known do it. People that have built their businesses and grown them very quickly, been very profitable. And what they've done is they've done something which I refer to as the how much is that doggy in the window. They look through the glass at what the person's doing and emulate it, but they don't know what's underneath it. Even if you are helping people to make transformation in their business, to be profitable. Motorbike warning again. Very busy with that bike up here. So when you're helping somebody with a transformation and you're helping them in an area to grow, maybe it is profitability, maybe it is extending and reaching more. Not everything boils down to the money side of it. Now, of course, if you've got a business, money is important, but it's actually what that money represents for someone. So, visibility has helped me, has helped my clients, has helped the people that I speak to be able to get out there more, to, raise their profile and make money. However, it's what that money does for them. And too many people get caught in that. I was living in a van, down at the end of the road, and, I was homeless and watching people go by, and then one day I cracked the code and I'm sharing it with you, and now I'm in an eight-figure house and, got thousands and gazillions of people all over the world following me. And whilst that's a compelling story, it's only compelling to a certain level. It's surface level. So, get really used to telling your story. It could be, and I strongly believe, so for example, I was speaking to somebody quite recently who had gone from like never being published, didn't even have to go down the self-publishing route, and got approached by 2 different publishers. And if we play our cards right, you will get to meet them at the event that Ivona so nicely typed about in here, which is Time to Shine. By the way, it's happening on the 8th of September in Stratford. It's on a Saturday, so there's no kind of work stuff to get in the way. And this this thing about, well, I want to be an author, or I want to grow my business, or I just want my, using Ivona again, I want my relationship to be, my next relationship to be really healthy. I want to be ready for it, and I want to enjoy it and have fun and take care of myself as well as them in the relationship. When you are able to share that kind of juicy stuff, you're able to share the credibility of why you're the person that teaches that stuff. And there's nothing at all wrong with sharing some vulnerability. But the vulnerability needs to be wrapped up in such a way that the story makes sense. So it could be, let me take a fitness instructor. So the fitness instructor's story might be that they, saw the people around them start to get unhealthy and start to get ill, maybe put on lots of weight, maybe something else has happened that they were really concerned or worried about, and they decided they wanted to do something about it. And of course their story could be, and what I forgot to mention was that I was very much overweight, and not only did I manage to drop the weight, but I managed to keep the weight off. And then I managed to help friends and family keep the weight off. And then I started taking a few clients who kept the weight off. And I also noticed how much more happier they were becoming, how much more energy they had, how much time they were able to spend with their kids or their nieces and nephews, how much time they were able to spend with loved ones, or how much their confidence boosted. All that sort of stuff is going to be much more juicy than just the rags to riches story. Does that make sense? And again, because it's in there, Ivona's saying that's why your Time to Shine event is so needed, Jenny. Looking forward to it. So am I. I've been shopping today for some bits and pieces at that event too. I'm just so excited. We're going to be in a beautiful room, and subject to being called out to do some TV or press work, my special guest will inspire the pants off you. Quite literally, it's so excited. Anyway, and I'm not going to reveal who it is, just in case they get a press call. So I'm so excited with that. So, you know, if your friends haven't got your tickets yet, then you might want to start persuading them. They're now £69, and in fact, over the bank holiday weekend, I'm going to do little something. So if you do want to get your tickets and you just ran out of time and you've been really busy, then send me a message, a private message on this page, because I get so many messages now on my personal page. Send me a message to this page and let me know, Jenny, I really want to get a ticket and I missed the early bird and the early bird, and I will let you know how you can get your ticket and secure your seat, because obviously there's only so many tickets I can sell. Okay, so last but not least, opening of an envelope. The type of visible person you might see. You know, sometimes you might look, it might be here on Facebook, or it might be online, or you go to an event and everywhere you go you see the same person. Now, there's nothing wrong with strong networking. I love a bit of strong networking. But it's when you see them at every event and they do nothing to actually raise not only their own visibility but the one of the event. And again, because Ivona is being very vocal on here, I'm going to shout out Ivona, who I know goes to a lot of networking events. She's got a nice healthy balance between online visibility and offline visibility. And one of the things that I really admire, having been on the receiving end of it with Ivona, is that when she goes out and meets people, yes, she shares that she was at the event. Yes, she shares a little bit, in fact, not that much about what she does, but she shares a bit about her experience of the event. But she normally either meets new people, sits with new people, meets other Vibers, people that are in the Visibility Vibes Tribe Facebook group, and she gathers them together in such a way, you know, she takes a picture. So she actually elevates them and what they do. She introduces them to new people in her network. And this is like the perfect way to do it. And what I see is that people sometimes go to the opening of an envelope, it's always about them. You know, I quite often at a break will stand in an event while everyone's mulling around and you know, or milling around and networking in the background, and say, I'm at so-and-so's event, and I'll bring people on camera. Problem is, with what I do, I'll speak to a camera any time of day, because it's important to me to show you how easy it is to be visible. Sometimes I have unwilling participants, but either way, it might be to talk about the host and what they're doing. It might be to talk about the people that I've met there. And of course, if it's confidential, you know, a few months ago, I was speaking at a retreat. So I treated you guys, I think it was, I'm trying to think when it was, in June sometime now, maybe even May. No, beginning of June, I treated you guys to the luxurious surroundings that we were in, but didn't want to expose people on camera that didn't want to be there. They're on a retreat. But, you know, this is where visibility can take you. It can take you into other people's communities, into other people's connections as well. So if you are the sort of person that likes to go to a lot of events, there's a nice, healthy balance of being visible at that event and just being like everywhere with kind of no purpose too. So think about what you might be doing, what you might share. Thank you so much for watching, and like I say, if you're watching this on the replay, I would love it for you to share this with other people that you know are business owners. Here's who would appreciate these tips. Business owners who are very busy. They want quick and easy ways to market themselves, and they're really ready to start raising their profile, getting out on their platform, and they're completely ready to have more people know about them. The other people that really get a lot of juice from this, and interestingly, very rarely comment or like these posts, are those of you that are working in a corporate setting. Maybe you have a professional background and you are doing the professional background and running a business. And it's likely that you are looking to replace one with another. But what's stopping you is your professionability. Is that a word? You're so professional that you're taking the things from your background. I understand this really well from my own corporate background in financial services, and you're trying to bring those into your business and they're just not working for you. So if you fit any of those categories, or you know people that do, please send this to them. I'm off to get something to eat now, as I did have a little stroll to the supermarket earlier. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love to you, and for those of you who like to catch my lives, I'm recording a very special live for you for Bank Holiday Monday, because I hope to be in Notting Hill Carnival celebrating and dancing, and I would really love to hear your thoughts on any of the tips I've shared. Did you identify yourself in any of those? You know, what will you do differently? And if you don't want to share it here on the public page, then take it into the Vibes Tribe and just share it in there. Let us know by either typing it, Facebook Live in it, videoing it, or any other way you see fit. Why not show us your best selfie smirk? I'd love to see those. Your best selfie smirk in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again next time, bye for now. And by the way, if you haven't booked your ticket for Time to Shine, please go into the top of this page, go to the events, and you'll see that you can RSVP. If you can't make it, we will miss you. Genuinely, we will. I love meeting you guys live, but that's fine. Just let me know and respond not going. You know, you don't need to give me a reason or anything else like that. It just stops me from having to keep going out and ordering more stuff or buying more things for the event, and making sure that we've got everything we need for the people that are coming. And I can't wait for you to meet each other too. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love to you. Bye for now.